Welcome back to the channel, boys. It is a beautiful day here in the wonderful city of Bangkok, and today we're jumping back into r/self-improvement on Reddit to find out if it is possible to go from unattractive to extremely physically attractive, and if so, how. I'm always trying to look better, always trying to be cooler, bigger, stronger, better jawline, thicker facial hair. Still struggling on that one, but with the help of Reddit, I'm sure we can fix all these problems and far more. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. I'm a 27-year-old male, and I believe that I'm not physically attractive. Growing up, I was bullied harshly for my appearance and was outcasted. Ever since then, I've never felt attractive or comfortable in my own skin, and he wants to change that. So what have we got the problems here? Currently overweight, working on losing weight, that's a good one. Down 25 pounds since January. Good stuff, man. So he's just asking, has anyone gone from being unattractive to very attractive? Like to the point where it becomes noticeable to others? If so, what did you do besides weight loss? So we're not looking at personality, we're not looking at character, we're not looking at trying to be a good person. All we're talking about here is raw sex appeal, into the nitty gritty, right? Want to walk past a woman and make her go, ooh. That's what this article's all about. Here's what I reckon. I reckon you have to looks max, right? Looks maxing became more of an internet meme than actually something people do, right? So I think you have to. A lot of looks maxing is actually good. Don't get into the weird shit like bone mashing, stuff like that. But there's a lot of looks maxing stuff which is actually really helpful. But I would recommend, if you don't want to have it as an instant turn off to women, just don't tell anyone you looks max, right? Do it, but just keep it under your hat. No need to tell people. Looks maxing something, for it to be most effective, right? You want to make it appear effortless. That goes for anything you do in life. If you're building a business, try and get some cash up. You want to make it appear effortless. It's much, much cooler that way. So the same goes with looks maxing. You're just going to wake up one day and be super hot, and people go, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And you say, oh, just me. Shit, I'm just like that, you know, easy. So looks max, work out, eat less sodium, because if you're not holding water, you have a much better physique, better face, you want it all puffed up, etc.
So for lunch, I always like to have a glass of lemon water.
And do stuff like skincare, I'm still working on that, regular haircuts, good grooming, etc. And just grooming yourself thoroughly makes all the difference in the world. Like, I look completely different compared to just after a haircut when I'm due for a haircut. The difference is night and day. I reckon I get an extra point on me once I've just had a fresh haircut. So now I do it weekly.
I get the sides touched up, get it shaved down to the skin again. Make sure I keep my little bit of facial hair well groomed.
So on and so forth, nails, etc. But I'm hoping there's some stuff in here which I'm not done yet. I'm hoping there's some stuff in here which I'm also going to learn from. So let's jump in, read some of these comments and see what we're dealing with. If you got style and you smell good, trust me, we be looking. That's another big thing. Physical attractiveness, right, is not just from the way your body looks. It's not just from the way your face is or the smolder you can hold. It comes down to dress. Do you have good fitting clothes? Comes down to smell. It's a bit more than just the appearance. Style's massive. Any style will work. I'm still not completely convinced what my favorite style is. Sometimes I like the fancy clothing. Sometimes I just want to chuck some Speedos on and leave it at that. But the key here is that it should be well fit. I wouldn't try overly hard. Don't go getting like heaps of branded stuff with lots of flashy logos, because if it looks like you're trying, that's also unattractive. It needs to appear effortless, like I said before. But the secret for style is definitely well fit clothing, and it doesn't really matter from there. It fits well, you're gonna look fresh. Substance nervous, you are not going to like my answer. Weight loss often starts being noticed into 3 or 4 months of healthy habits. Physical attractiveness starts being noticeable when you raise up your confidence. Exercise is great because it helps you with that. Yeah, and confidence is also massive, because you can have a fantastic physique, right? You can have a really good body, you can smell good, you can have well-fitting clothes. But if you're gonna hang around girls with your head down, your shoulders up around your neck to try and protect yourself, and just nervous and just playing on your phone, right? That's gonna be really, really unattractive, right? Whereas if you're not as good looking, but you know, you're trying, still got well-fit clothes, etc., but you're confident, you know, shoulders relaxed, posture tall, make eye contact with people, you can talk to people, you feel like you belong, like you feel like you belong. Because if you feel that way, it'll come through in your behavior, because there's so many things we do subconsciously, right? Which you don't have to go into.
Okay, I gotta do this to my shoulders, I gotta do this to my jaw and make it look bigger. I gotta make sure I don't move my eyes around too quickly.
Just think to yourself, okay, I am confident. Put yourself in a confident posture, feel like you belong. If you get that right, your subconscious is going to do everything right for you. You won't have to worry about any of that. So when it comes to body language, just focus on feeling confident and it will take care of itself. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to brag a little bit, just humbly, but I'll throw some pictures up on the screen, maybe some videos. Back when I was like 16, so actually not that long ago, right? I'd gone through puberty. On the back end of puberty, 6 foot tall, and I was only 62 2 kilos, right? Super skinny guy. I didn't know anyone as skinny as me. And because I knew I was so skinny, that put me in a really difficult spot where I wasn't feeling confident. I wasn't feeling good about myself. It was basically impossible to get well-fit clothing because the sleeves are going to be still loose as a motherfucker. But it was very hard to get past. So if you're in that situation, you're trying to get girls and you're a stick figure, you can be the funniest guy in the world, but if you feel like shit because you're so skinny and you know you're so skinny, your body language is going to be tucked away, you're not going to feel confident, you're not going to be putting yourself out there, it's not going to work well. So now I'm up to like 86 kilos. Still, I want to get much bigger, but that has made such a big difference, right? Just the weight gain, working out regularly, forcing myself to eat big even when I didn't really feel like it. That was the hardest thing, was the calorie intake, just trying to get the calories in, right? And then trying to fix the mental problems which were stopping me from sticking with that sort of lifestyle. Because if you try and do something like that, you try and make that physical change. If you come at it from a perspective, okay, this is going to be hard, it's going to be really difficult, I've got to force myself to do this, it is going to be hard. But if you try and think about it of, okay, what lifestyle changes can I make which I can continue forever, which will help me get there, and you just make those lifestyle changes, you forget about it, and then your body's going to look after itself. So I go to the gym 5 days a week. I track my calories every day, and it's not something I overly think about. It's just something I do as part of my life. I don't worry about it because I know if I stick with those things that I need to do, the result's going to take care of itself. But back when I was younger and I'd start to work out, I'd start to try and get those numbers up on the scale, I was thinking about it very differently. I was thinking about it from a point of view of, okay, for the next 3 months, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work really hard. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to do it. And because I was telling that to myself, invariably it was difficult. The first 2 or 3 weeks would go fantastic because I was full of energy. I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to get it, baby, etc. And then as soon as I run out of steam and I don't have the effort and the willpower to push through with it, it just wouldn't work. So changes that you make them lifestyle changes. Don't make them like a challenge where you've got to force yourself to do this, because it's not viable long term. Brother, you could be a 10 out of 10 and still women will look away from you if your personality ain't there. You could be outdone by a 2 out of 10 if he talks like he owns the world. Be confident in how you carry yourself in this world. And in the meantime, work out, dress nice within your means, and smell nice. You gotta like what you have to say. It's fantastic to take physical attractiveness seriously, but as men, there are so many pillars and there are so many things that we need to be serious about in our life. It's important not to go all in on this physical attractiveness and not work on your other things. Like, you still got to focus on getting your money up. You still got to get your mind right. We can't just go all in on the physical attractiveness. That's not going to be enough. My favorite example of this, right? I'm not American. I don't know anything about the NFL, but the boss of one of the teams, I don't know if this is real or if it's just a meme, but I'm gonna use it to illustrate the point. Here we go. Supposedly, right, this woman here is with the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, because she really likes his personality. Yes. Her words, not mine. This 26-year-old is with this, I don't know how old he is, but he doesn't look real sharp. She is with him because she likes his personality. My bullshit detector is, it's going off about that, right? I don't believe it. So I'm just using that as an example of physical attractiveness is great, but a lot of other factors come into play, like being a very rich NFL team owner, right? That's an example of where the money pillar is very high, but in my opinion, the physical attractiveness, maybe not so much there. What we want to try and do is we want to try and max out each of those columns. We want to try and max out our stats in everywhere, right? Because if we're really good in one, but we're lacking in others, not going to be so good for us. In my mind, 3 most important: physical attractiveness, posture, physique, everything like that, diet, get your mind right, know how to speak to people, right? The way you interact, have a good mindset, be positive, be putting yourself out there, and get your money up, get financially stable, get excess cash flowing in, right? And you put these 3 things together, you're the man. Like, you know, the world is your oyster. So I'm gonna end the video here, boys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it like I did. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. Just give the button a little tickle with the mouse. I really appreciate it. Turn the bell on, hit like, share it to your whole family. I'll see you in the next video. Whoosh.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know?